So how you doing? This is Bob from Makana Odyssey, and today I want to start a little series on religion, spiritualism, so people could start thinking a little bit into the spirit world and what's happening there. You know, we have too much hatred in our society today, and people do not have enough knowledge about the spirits. You have to think about this. You have to sort of really meditate if you can and understand the spirits. It's essential. Our spiritual life is the most important thing, much more important than this life here on earth, because our souls are magnificent and they continue on. So our spiritual life is tremendously important. So that's why I want to start this little series called Food for Thought, and we're going to speak about different gods every week, hopefully. And the first one that I would like to speak about, of course, is Samael. Now, Samael is a beautiful archangel. He was the most beautiful archangel. Samael's job, according to some people, was to punish people for sins against God. Now, he had a falling out with God, and of course he left heaven. And when he left heaven, he was sent down to hell, where there's fire and brimstone and all of this, supposedly, which I do not believe in that. However, he was sent there. And in spite of the fact that he supposedly despises God, despises him, and that his job is to just make as many people hate God as possible, in spite of that, he's still punishing the people who offend God. That's what you need to think about. That is the one thing for the food of thought that you need to think about. Now, why would Samael become the devil, supposedly, and despise God in every single way, but at the same time serve him? It's not that he's going to be redeemed. So what would be the purpose of despising God and serving him all at the same time? So that's something to think about. Now, the next thing also is the name Morning Star, Lucifer. Now, Lucifer means bringer of light. It means morning star. Jesus himself, in Revelations 22, verse 16, claimed the name Morning Star. He said he was the morning star. He was the bringer of light. So the name Lucifer in reality is just a nickname that they gave Samael, but it was claimed by Jesus, that name, just to let you know. So when they started to use the name Lucifer for the devil, they were just saying that the morning star was the devil, this angel. The angel's name is Samael, not Lucifer, number one. Number two, he's not a devil. However, there's many reasons why they believe that Samael rebelled. One of the reasons in some areas is that he felt there was too many atrocities done to man by God, the Father, and they're mostly written in the Bible, which you can read for yourself. So he was rebelling against that. He was sort of someone who really loved man, and he wanted to save them the pain of all of the things that were happening to them. That's one thought. And the other thought, it was, of course, that he was so jealous of man. But you know, the thing is this, why would he be so jealous of man? He was magnificent in every way. He was an archangel. There is an archangel. He is magnificent. We are nothing compared to archangels or to any angel. So where is the jealousy? I know they're going to say, well, the jealousy is because God elevated man and all this kind of stuff. But think about it. That is what your food for thought is. Now, there's more of, with Samael. Also with Samael, Lilith. Now, Lilith was the first wife of Adam, they say. And she was made on the same day that Adam was made with the same clay. The thing is, Lilith was not going to be subservient. She felt she was an equal, and she didn't have to be subservient. So it sort of didn't work out because, in the old-time religions, the woman meant very little. Definitely in the Jewish religion and the Muslim religion, and they still mean very little now in some religions. So she wasn't going to have any of that. She was an independent woman, and she was going to do her own thing. And she did. And the story is that she ran off with Samael, the archangel, and they had children. And one of their children was Cain. Now, Cain was the brother to Abel, as you're aware, and Abel supposedly was Eve's son. Now, Eve, of course, supposedly was made from Adam's rib. So she was part of him, so she was subservient. Supposedly. But not Lilith. Lilith was an independent woman, and she wasn't going to put up with any of that crap. So she moved on. So now they made her a demon woman. And Lilith was taken from the word creature of the night in different languages of that day. Don't forget, you had Aramaic, and you did have Hebrew, and then you had Latin. And the translations to all these things, as you translate them, change, especially when it went to Greek, because Greek is totally different than Aramaic, totally. And the basic language, like Jesus spoke Aramaic, so the basic language in one language would be different than when you interpret it, like saying to Greek. So, like for instance, I'll give you for instance, the word cola. Now, when I say cola, you think of Coca-Cola, but in Spanish, the cola means tail. So it just depends on how it's written down and the scribe really writing it down. But at any rate, so that's your food for thought. Think about the fact, what is the reason for Lucifer, or rather I should say Samael, moving on and being thrown out of heaven, and then, even though his job in heaven was punishing the sinners, to now his new job was burning in hell and punishing the sinners still. But he despised God so much that his main job is to turn anybody they can against God. This is according to what religious belief is in some areas. So naturally it doesn't make sense. But that's something that you have to think about, that you have to interpret. And as we continue with this series, if we do, we're going to talk about many gods. Not only the Christian and Jew gods, but of course the Norse, the Celtics, and stuff of this sort. So, that's your moment for now. I hope that you subscribe and you leave some comments, nice comments, of course, and hit the like button. It's easy. Bing, and you hit the like button. I'd really appreciate that very much. Thank you. Bye.